It actually makes the shifter a lot stiffer than it was. I think it's good now. In case you haven't been paying attention, K-Truck is done. And it went something like this. Look what showed up in New York. Got a lot of work to do. There's no engine in it. The engine is finally in the car. That sucked. We're gonna be working with this stuff right now. Spaghetti. And to help me with spaghetti, spaghetti guy.
Did someone say spaghetti? What's up, everybody?
My man Jamo here, about to wire this thing up. Well, we're gonna start today, right, Jamo?
We're gonna start at my
American Classic shirt on.
Oh yeah, just a little memory, you know, for Josh and Alex.
No time at all. You didn't even finish one yet. You guys are just so jealous.
This style point right here beats all of that right there. Just this little switch, right here.
Forget that. Hey, we're making moves over here, boy.
That. Let me cool you down. I know you guys been sweating all day. This is dedicated to you guys. Okay, so first of all,
what are we doing? We're not wiring the thing now. We're just gonna kind of.
We're gonna lay it out, do some measurements, decide where to put the ECU, and take it with me. I'm gonna build the harness. Where you want me to build it? Here in front of you?
I don't care, man. I just want it done.
You want it with tape, duct tape,
Boogers.
boogers.
I don't give a shit.
Chewing gum.
I don't care.
How you like it?
I just
Zip
want it
ties.
Zip ties and chewing gum sounds
Zip
good.
ties and chewing gum?
Yeah.
All right. I got you.
Let's go.
What do you want? You want this like this?
Yes.
Or like these?
So I figured, look, I'm gonna build a plank. You can stick it like that. 2 cables that we can go as shifter, e-brake.
Okay.
So right here.
All right. So
And then we'll put a big grommet or whatever through here.
on that plate.
On the plate, yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
I think that's it.
Anything else?
You just remember what goes where? You're gonna be putting the coils on this side. I'm gonna come back, gotta turn the motor around because you put the coil wire on the wrong side.
I'm gonna look at it as a left-hand drive. I'll be like, oh shit, was that a left-hand drive or a right-hand drive?
What's going on, fellow Hoonigan folk? We're giving away Boomhauer, my C10 that you've seen all over the channel ripping burnouts. Here's how you enter. Every single dollar that you spend at Hoonigan.com or Carcane Supply, we're selling car parts now, gets you 1 entry. 1 entry per dollar. But hurry up, this whole thing ends August 31st. Get in, get down, and get rowdy, because Boomhauer could be yours.
Last night I went to meet up with Soupy. He wanted me to do some wiring. Brought all the stuff with me here. Mess. Took some notes, and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna do this. Doing it in my shop. I'm in Deer Park, New York. This is it. This is where I work. Some fast cars. Little project for myself over here. Not gonna show you guys what I'm putting in there. Nothing fancy, regular shop. And I'm gonna prepare myself. Tools. Wish I had all these tools at the building battle, but I guess that's all we need. Just gotta get the duct tape and the bubble gum that Soupy wanted me to make this harness with. Tape. And I'm gonna lay it out. Let's see what I could do with this. Now I'm gonna put it back on time lapse and you guys watch me. You didn't miss much. All I did was clean up a little bit. I'm gonna do a braided split loom on this, but what I'm gonna be using is right here. Braided split loom. Just open it up, slide the wire through it. Okay, change of plans. We're not gonna be using the braided sleeves. I don't have the right size. They're too big for 3 wires. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some tape, but cloth tape, Tessa tape. That's what the Mercedes-Benz and BMWs use. Let's do this. gonna look like this. Hope I got my measurements right. Supposedly the ECU is gonna sit like that. Soupy's gonna make like a relay panel in the back. These will be the triggers to those relays. I'm gonna have to pause. I'm gonna continue tomorrow.
The next step is to make a transmission mount. There's a tranny. It's being held up by a ratchet strap right now. And I have to make a removable mount. So the plan is to have a bar like right about there and make some tabs off the side here to come down. All right, I'll make a mount. So this is what it looks like, see? 2 plates bolted together, then the tube gets welded to here, this part comes down, this part gets welded to the car. There it is. Simple, straight to the point. And it mounts up to this thing right here that I welded into the car. Just a simple L bracket that I drilled some holes in. Please fit. You suck. I got a couple plans. The first one is gonna make that clutch line from the new hydraulic pedal to the release bearing that inside the transmission to right there. So gonna run a line from here to there. And at the same time, while all this is apart, I'm gonna run the CAN lines, the communication lines for the dash, the power feed line from the key. We're gonna build that plate that Jamo and I were talking about last night to mount the ECU, the fuse box and relays, mount the shifter and e-brake here. That's the plan. Gotta drill a hole for the USB so you could program the dash. To make things a little easier and removable, I put a little connector there if you need to take out the dash so it comes apart. Alright, now it's time to find some ignition wires. This is where the battery goes, into this little box. And it looks like there's a white with green or whatever it is. That's probably main power. There it is, white with green, main power. Yeah.
What's up?
Alright, look. You see what I got?
Ah, looks good.
Yo, I got that thing over there. You see it?
Uh-huh.
I got this thing. And is there any other wire missing?
No, I just need I need 2 lines for the can line, can high, can low.
Yeah, what I did was I put a Deutsch at the end here.
You put a DTM.
Yes, I put a DTM. You see DTM?
Yes, you did.
I don't know what the that was.
So I got the can high, can low, power ground.
That's it.
What else do we need? We just need a big ignition out of there, right?
You need well, those are low voltages, so it doesn't have to be big.
Well, no, because we're running the relay like here, right?
Yes.
So we gotta run a big ignition wire there, right?
Yeah, you could run a 14 gauge. For me, it's fine.
All right. Is that it? Is there anything else you can think of right now? Because I'm about to close this thing up.
Button it all up.
All right, later. So far, so good. I put all the shielding and stuff back. The protective covers on the floor. The lines are done. Looks pretty decent. It's already in here. So that's gonna come up to the new panel we're gonna make. Before I put everything else back, one of the biggest problems this car is gonna have is heat. There's gonna be lots of it since you are pretty much sitting on top of a motor. So I'm gonna cover this with some heat barrier. This was the stock piece. So I'm gonna use it as a template. I'm gonna cut it out of this stuff here. This is really nice. It's adhesive back, so I don't really do much. Peel and stick. Cut it, peel it, and stick it. and that's it right there. So I'm gonna get the other seat, which is here. There it is. It latches with this thing right here. And that's the beginning of our center console. All right, not too bad. Made a lot of progress today. My kids are hounding me now. I think it's dinner time. I had a bunch of stuff overnighted. Parts are trickling in slowly. This is what came in today. So this is probably gonna be my next move. This is the oil filter relocation, because we can't screw on an oil filter because it's too tight. Piece of advice today. You just saw me drill that. Don't throw these away. Keep them. They always come in handy for something. Oil filter, done. Lines are in. It's there. That's 100% done. I don't have to deal with it again. Perfect location, screw them off. You're good to go. The next thing I'm gonna do is this clutch line. It's way too long. I bought a pre-made line. So I'm gonna cut it, shorten it, and then the clutch will be done also. Alright, so the next order of business is going to be to finish up the coolant system. You saw me missing some parts for the coolant stuff, so I had some parts flown in overnight from Japan.
Overnight parts from Japan?
Nah, I'm just kidding. They came from Jersey. That's what I was missing. This is going to be the swirl pot. So, cut it up, weld it up, make it into something. And done. Hooks up right there to the water pump, comes around, comes out here, and this hose is gonna go into here. This is a solid cap, so there's no pressure. I mean, even if there is pressure, it can't blow the cap off. It's finished. Alright, so I quickly threw this bracket together. Took some angled aluminum, cut it up, drilled some holes. That's going right here. That's our overflow. Lines are done. So as of right now, the coolant system is 100% done. Lines are already attached to the radiator back here. We have the cap up there and mounted the overflow right here. Now it's time to mount these things. Handbrake, shifter. Yes. Not bad. I just gotta make some plates. So this is gonna be the setup. I'm gonna use the stock tailpiece here with the stock shifter, and then I put a piece of chromoly in there. And then when you use a rod, kind of hooks up to this using a Heim joint. Eventually, that rod will travel to the front of the car, go to this shifter right here, right like that. So when this moves, that moves. The point of pivot from here to here and here to here, the difference is about 1/8 of an inch. So this is gonna have to travel slightly further to select the gear. I hope it works. The shifter is above the seat. So this rod is at an angle up. The rod has to be like right here to make that work. The shifter has to come down about 1 inch. That's the little pocket I was talking about. So I was gonna cut out the floor. It kind of hangs in there. See? Now it's gonna sit below the floor. So the linkage is gonna work. Of course, it's never easy. The linkage is in, the shifter is in. It lines up perfectly with the transmission linkage. Go back, and the problem is right here. It hits the top of the bell housing. Fortunately, we don't need this bolt, so time to break out the Sawzall. Not the cleanest cut in the world, but it clears. So now, you could see the shot right back there. All the way to here, clears that, and all the way to here. All right, the next step is gonna be here. I have to make a linkage here, and you can see there's not much room there, so I have to be careful what I do right there. Ah, you suck. That's the linkage installed. I had to notch the frame a little bit to clear that. Still adjusting the shifter, see where I like it. There is a problem, something I severely overlooked. The shifter works, goes into gear, back and forth, no problem. Watch the floor. Look at the floor. I gotta reinforce it. That's my only problem, I'll take it. All right, things had to change up a little bit. I decided to weld the base plate for the handbrake to the shifter pocket. So I'm gonna remake this panel now in 1/8 aluminum. Hopefully it's rigid enough to keep the floor from flexing back and forth. And I'm gonna figure out how to put a brace from the back of this shifter down somewhere around here. Also help, because it's welded together, it's gonna help it from doing that a little bit. Well, that's the plan. The garage is a huge mess. Tools everywhere, metal shavings everywhere, but shifter's done and the handbrake is done. With the plate and the little support on the handbrake, which is welded to the pocket, it actually makes the shifter a lot stiffer than it was. I think it's good now. All right, another thing off the list.
All right, we're here at Soupy's garage again.
Soupy's garage.
Where he at? Come here, Soupy.
No, right here on this side, man. I had to
sorry.
in here.
Oh, there you are. Oops, I thought that was Soupy.